Okay, here we are back in Legend of Heroes, and this will be the last post-commentary. I didn't do it in the last game because I didn't think it was really needed. And he's just repeating all of the stuff he says any other day, same as the first day. We're still the blue team. Nothing really changed. Other than who we're about to fight, that is. Looks like it's just us in here. The waiting room feels awfully big right now. Well, it actually is a pretty big room. Team sports events and circuses alike used to be held here. That was back in a time when gladiators fighting monsters was a man's only source of entertainment. I guess that would explain the size, if there were circus animals in here. I must say, it certainly doesn't measure up to an imperial opera house, but even so. It's about the size of an outdoor concert venue, and that's certainly acceptable. Excuse us for being less gaudy than you imperialists. I think we may have gotten here a little too early, though. We've still got a sizable chunk of time before the match starts. Really? Waiting around for your match to start really does get kind of boring. Why don't we walk around for the grounds for a while, then? This works for me. We're gonna go out for a walk, guys. Sure, just make sure you're here in time for the match. And now Olivier throws in his 2 cents. Well, what new term events is this? I thought for sure that you'd go with them. I just get the feeling that something's changed between the two of them. Some type of step forward. Hello, Mr. Observant. I've definitely been feeling some pressure from the matches. But today they seem a lot more relaxed. To be that young again, eh? But are they ready for the feelings that well up from within them? Even if they are not, the feelings are surely ready for them. Such delightful awkwardness. I look forward to what comes of it. I really just don't get you. Something wrong? Are you feeling alright? I'm okay, I just got the chills all of a sudden. Like someone is talking about us or plotting something. I think I can guess who that is. I'm guessing in the Japanese version she probably sneezed, because if you're familiar with just Japanese culture, sneezing once all of a sudden is supposed to mean someone's talking about you behind your back, etc., etc. But anyway, here I do wander around lost a little bit because I don't know what exactly I'm supposed to do. What you're supposed to do in order to advance the story is actually head up to the observation deck-like area. Here I'm trying to spot the red room, but they won't let you in or anything like that. Not that it really matters. So you have to go to the observation deck and see a ton of familiar faces. Most of which I'm going to walk by right here without really realizing it. Hey, Estelle! You did it! The final fight! It's so exciting! Deep breaths, Dorothy. Come on now. Do it with me. If you don't relax and keep yourself still and focused, you won't be able to get any good shots. Don't you worry about that. I take my best pictures when I'm all hyped up like this. They're more natural, you see? I guess they would be? Dorothy, I think you're some kind of savant or something. So I walked past the bracers and Alba there. And I am going to walk out the other door, wander around a little bit more. Feel free to skip ahead a minute or two. I talked to Zane and Olivier. Don't know if talking to them is actually required or not. You have to target the commanding officer, take him down, openings are sure to follow, etc., etc. Back already. There's still time before the match begins, you know. Go, make the most of the next few hours. Explore, discover, experience, together. I need to go wash up now. So I think now I'm going to do the second sweep of the observation deck, and actually, nope. You can't leave. Apparently we checked into Hotel California when we weren't looking. I probably should have edited this out, but oh well. So we are going to advance the storyline. There is some foreshadowing here if you pay attention to what some of the people have to say. It also helps you pay attention to the names if you haven't put 2 and 2 together yet on a certain package. So right here I found Professor Alba. Estelle, Joshua. Professor? You came to watch us. But of course, you've always been such a big help to me. I owe you 2 at least that much. Thanks, Professor, but how did you scrape together the mirror for a ticket? Well, that was a bit of a lucky break on my part, actually. The museum director had some sudden business to attend to, so he couldn't make it today, and I am here in his stead. Should have guessed you'd never be able to get here on your own, out of your own pocket. Not that I wouldn't try, of course. I'm sure I could find a way if I put my mind to it. At any rate, I am here, and here I am. And I'll be shouting your names for sure. Knock 'em dead, you two. You bet we will. Thank you, Professor. Okay, so right here I just realized... Here I realized it's the bracers. Hey newbies, your opponents are tough, but you guys should be able to take them no problem. Break a leg up there, we'll be cheering for you like you wouldn't believe. Hey you guys, listen, just relax and do what you've always done. There's no pressure. Thanks, Karna. We're all here to root for you today. You're representing the Bracer Guild out there, so be sure to make us proud. Basically, don't screw up. Is something wrong, Kurt? Oh, it's you guys. Guess it's time for the final match. Give it all you've got, okay? You bet. You don't look so good there, Kurt. Are you okay? You do seem pale. Just a little lightheaded, that's all. Though it's kind of odd, I don't feel sick, so why am I lightheaded? I think I'm having a flashback. Flashback? From what? Yesterday? No, from an accident I had about 3 months ago. Notice the time frame. Seems I screwed up on a job and messed myself up pretty bad. What do you mean, seems? You don't mean amnesia, do you? I do. It's kind of embarrassing, perhaps even a bit cliched, but I don't remember a thing about it, or didn't anyway. Still can't even remember what job I was doing that got me hurt in the first place. The doctor said I wasn't shocked or anything, but offered no other explanations as to what it could be. Wow, what a story. But you were still okay to participate in the match, even in that condition? I told you, physically there isn't a thing wrong with me. In fact, I'm feeling a lot better just talking it over with you. And in time, these flashbacks will start to take shape and I'll remember what happened, so don't worry about me, okay? I guess, if you say so. You are starting to look a little better than you did a minute ago. Just be careful though, okay? Thanks. You guys too. Good luck out there. Okay, so the only clue I can really give you if you want to know about the mission is pay attention to their names, because it's been hinted what actually happened to him already. And if you actually tie together the names, you can pretty much fill in Kurt's story. So with that out of the way, we can now meet another face. Estelle, Joshua, is that you? Remember the Mayor of Roland? Mayor Klaus. What brings you here? It's good to see you both again. Sherazard told me you'd gone traveling all over the kingdom. You've certainly grown up nicely in the time since we last met. Thank you very much. Well, I can't speak for myself, really, but you certainly seem as chipper as ever, Mr. Mayor. It's kind of refreshing to see. Well, I won't let you young folk beat me just yet. I hear you two made it all the way to the championship in this big martial arts competition. I may be a little old for such things, but I came to watch. You came all the way from Roland for that? No. Actually, I got an invitation out of the blue to a dinner party at Gransel Castle. Dun dun dun. I only arrived in Gransel this morning, came by way of an airliner. No way. I think I get it. The invitation came from Duke Dinan, right? You know of it? I was originally planning to attend a birth ceremony for this married couple and then journey here. And I'm just wondering, what exactly is a birth ceremony? Like a baby delivery? Or this lady officer approached me out of nowhere and told me that I was invited to a dinner party. One guess as to who that was, Almathea. Yeah, it had to be Captain Almathea. Sadly, my wife's just not much of the traveling sort. So I didn't have much choice but to come here by myself. She's not here? Pardon me, Mayor. There is a chance that we may also be attending that dinner party. Oh? Explain the invitation as the prize. I see, well that explains it. It hardly seems appropriate to call for a dinner party when Her Majesty is taken ill. But if you two will be there, I might not feel quite so awkward. So that just means that you'll have to try that much harder to win. You bet. We'll try our best to meet your expectations. I think I'm going to find myself a seat then. Best of luck to the both of you. Can't believe he's going to be at the dinner party too. You think Mayor Maybelle will be there as well? Seems likely. There will probably be a lot of influential people in attendance. Ah, well. We just need to focus on winning our match, and then we'll see everyone there. Sounds good. Speaking of which, it's almost time. Let's return to the waiting room. Okay, so here we go. Final round. And I'll talk about a couple things once the match begins. I don't remember if I put this one into fast forward, but I probably did as well, since fights just get longer and longer from this point on. Duke Danan arrives. He has Richard and Almathea with him. Oh, looks like the Duke and Colonel Richard are showing up together today. Indeed. Maybe he's here to watch his subordinates compete. So that's the Royal Army's darling of the public, eh? He's handsome enough and well-groomed. He looks like the capable sort. I guess so. He doesn't seem to bear much resemblance to when I saw him in Bose, at least in terms of character. But what indeed can one do? I suppose that he is worthy of being considered a rival to the great Olivier Lenheim. I doubt he's worried about that. Looks like it's starting. We apologize for the wait. Final day. Arena has been abuzz, fighting for the better part of a week now. Culminates for this very moment. Which team will seize ultimate victory this day? Without further ado, I present the fight card for this, the championship match. Southside, blue team from the Cavalry Republic, captain is Zane. Northside, red team from the Royal Army Intelligence Division Special Forces, captain is 2nd Lieutenant Lorence. Alright, we're up. Finally. I trust everyone is ready to put everything into this. For tears or for laughter, this is it. Game faces, guys. And they beat us to the field. They win. GG no re. Everyone we fought so far has been about as tough as tapioca. That and half this team is a pair of rookies. I doubt they'll be able to stand up to us. Don't be so sure. Both of them are part of the Bracer Guild. Indeed. We've been reading up on them. Good, now stay focused and don't underestimate them. Yes, sir. What are those guys grousing about over there? Just let them be, Estelle. If they're covering their faces like that, I can't imagine they have much in the way of self-confidence. Since they lack my dazzling good looks, there's probably a lot of sniping and backbiting in their ranks. What the hell's that supposed to mean? I'll have you know I'm considered very attractive to women. 2nd Lieutenant Lorence, right? What is it, boy? Joshua? That's sword technique. No, never mind. Best of luck. And to you. Don't let their talk get you all depressed. We're about to start. We now begin the final match of the martial arts competition. Both teams go to your starting places. Ideos be with you, because nothing else will be. Ready? Begin. Final match. Lorence goes first. So, here I finally learned about Evil Eye, but better off going with Flicker since I can only hit 2. And you can see that Lorence resists Petrify. There is a status effect that he is vulnerable to, and that speeds up the fight considerably. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but we'll get there. Right here I'm looking through Zane's moveset, and I really don't like his crafts. It's namely these crafts are the sole reason why I'm not going to be using him in the final dungeon. But my strategy is pick off the small fry, leave the big guy for last, and then gang up on him, even though if you're... I may as well say it. Lorence is susceptible to poison. And since poison takes away something like 1/10 of his health each turn, the sooner you get it on him, the better. But it really doesn't matter. So eventually Zane is going to poison him, and that's what makes this whole thing smooth sailing. You can see that even Olivier can barely hurt him. And I can also tell you that Lorence is holding back considerably in this match. You will fight him later on when he's serious using some of the girls. And if you read the description for the Not So Happy Feet video I posted, I don't remember what part that was, I described the giant penguin boss as the second most annoying boss in the game. That's because Lorence, when you fight him next, is pretty much as annoying as it gets. I won't give you all the details about it, but it's just aggravating. So right here he's using Earth Guard. He'll be using an upgrade version of that in the next fight. What that basically does is it makes him immune to the next incoming attack, regardless of whatever it is. Shadow weaving, etc., etc. And I don't know what he's casting right here. So, does anyone have a circle under their feet? Oh, he's casting on one of his teammates. And right there, he blocked the evil eye because of his move. Right here, I'm looking at some of Zane's magic, and he's not a very good mage. Now, Zane does have an impede move that you can use to interrupt Lorence's channel. It's just I probably didn't realize that just yet and hit him anyway. But Tyrol, and that's going to heal 1,000 health. So you might be thinking, why don't you aim for him first since he's the healer? Thing is, if you're actually paying attention, you have a ton of ways to impede him in this fight. You have Olivier's sniper shot. Estelle has something, I forgot what it's called. And Zane has one himself. Joshua can delay turns until one of those other ones can get in there. And basically you just need to ideally stop him from casting, which is really your best strategy for the next fight also. Right here I'm stealing the turn. Don't remember why exactly, but you can see that even the peons resist Petrify, sadly. And really I just need to get their numbers down, and having Zane miss is a real kick in the teeth. So I'm going to use Tyrol on Estelle to fully heal her. And I'm just basically hoping Joshua can last until the next round of healing, that is. So right there she took a shadow weaving. Had I not healed her, she'd be dead right here. As for Joshua, he's still up in the air. Right here I'm just trying to find the weakest one to try to zero it out. He's casting a spell, Tyrol. Luckily his Tyrol doesn't heal as much, but then again that's because he is holding back. There is supposed to be a storyline reason for that. So they are in a line, but I don't think I'm going to use Flicker. Not entirely sure why I did that. But right here I'm just going to try to heal Joshua. Unfortunately everyone's going to get a turn before then, so I have to use a item. Things can get ugly if someone gets knocked out, and then you have to scramble to try to resurrect them while protecting them until you can heal them fully, while enduring the onslaught from everyone here. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. And here's where all that healing is really starting to get ridiculous. It also doesn't help that Lorence has so much speed that he's going to have another turn before we actually get our next one. So right here I'm stealing a turn, and I don't actually have his Kamehameha set to his S-Break. I'm instead using Disable. I'm trying to pick someone off before he goes ahead and heals them. You can see that Joshua is down. So, yeah, I don't actually have a reason to try to revive him, because he'll come back as everyone is getting their turn. Which means it's just very likely he's going to die as soon as he gets back up. So I'm going to use Tira on Olivier, and I'm going to steal the turn to use his move to thin the numbers out. So here's Howling Bullet. And it's not the greatest, but it's enough to take the one down. So the fight has become a 3v3. Lorence is channeling, he's using Earthguard once again. And lo and behold, they have the ability to revive their fallen allies. And their reviving balm actually heals for 500, while mine is just 100. So Estelle eats a Shadow Weaving. And I can do a 3-man Comet, but it still leaves quite a bit to be desired. Also doesn't help that that missed Lorence, so I didn't even get to pop his Earthguard, which is what I really wanted to do. So Lorence used his body split technique. That summons another copy of him to actually, once again, tip the odds in his favor. And I don't know if there actually is a limit to the number of reviving balms they have, but it's kind of ridiculous. And here's Tyrol, so the guy that I was trying to zero out is now sitting on 1,500 health. Right here I'm looking at the stats on the Shadow. And I am going to revive Joshua here since the spell won't go off until after they get their turns. Lorence will get a turn immediately after, but really it's the best opportunity I'm going to get. So here comes Revive. And right here I basically just have to hope Lorence does not aim for Joshua. You can see that he'd rather summon another clone. So right here I need to use Latira to basically heal Estelle and Joshua so that they don't get knocked out before I can try to turn the tide here. And right here Zane's craft set really is starting to hinder him. Basically I'm looking for something that can hit a group, but I don't think I... Oh yeah, I do have Aerial. So this will go after Lorence's turn. It might be able to pop his guard, but it will do damage to all of the guys there. And he didn't even leave the circle. So he seems to be doing quite a bit of Feint status effect. You may want to itemize to prevent that, but I didn't. So here goes Aerial. And I don't know if Lorence was blocked or... Yeah, just blocked. Okay, that's not that bad. So the one guy walked out of the circle. Here I'm going to pop Disable to try to take out the copy, I believe. Or is that actually Lorence? And you can see right there he carries the AoE away. And if I look at my moves, Hellgate will not be going off in a decent amount of time. Quick Draw I can actually use. So right there I can hit 4 guys. Not enough to actually kill someone, but maybe enough to have someone follow up or force Lorence to take a certain move. Right there he renews his Earthguard instead of healing one of his allies. And sadly Joshua does not have enough points to use Evil Eye. So I noticed I can attack those two. The red boxes signal that their turns come after Joshua, so unless they impede me, someone's gonna die over there. And right there they carry it away once again because Joshua's turn got delayed. So now both Estelle and Joshua are in bad shape, and only one person's going to eat the Hellgate. Luckily it's enough to take him down, and that's going to relieve a small amount of pressure, and I can try to heal now. As for Estelle, I need her to heal Joshua, I believe. That's pretty much my only AoE spell on Estelle, and Earth Magic, not really a fan of it. So, Reviving Balm, same old drill. Stuff like that makes me suspect that there actually isn't a limit to the number they can use, but here's Latira, that's going to heal Olivier and Estelle. And here's Tyrol to heal Joshua. Now I need to do something about Zane, but that's not as important. So my only option is attacking the guy in front of me if I want to use an auto, because the other ones aren't in range. So the grunts actually resist poison, it's just Lorence that doesn't. Didn't notice that my first time through. Don't have enough for Evil Eyes, so I'm going to look for a bigger spell to cast. And right here I'm trying to figure out which guy is going to get to move before the spell goes off. And that's why I settle for those. So Joshua takes a crap load of damage, but Hellgate goes off this time. One down and one is in position. They're going to revive him, same old, same old. And a little bit more damage. Have a heal spell on the way, and I need to address Zane's health, but I also need to address Joshua's, which puts me in a bit of a situation. So I'm going to do a 3-man flicker here to delay their turns, and they're one down, and the other two are in position to be going down shortly. So there's Joshua's health, Estelle and Olivier, and sadly they aren't focusing my big tank Zane. But we can move forward and attack the next guy, downing him, and I'm popping the turn immediately so that I can take down the third guy before they actually start reviving again. So with the grunts out of the way, it's just up to Lorence and his clones. I don't know if there's a cap on the number of clones he can summon, but I don't believe we get past 3. So he's healing that one for half its health. They only have 2,000. As for Estelle, okay, I use Hurricane to damage all of them and pop the Earth Guard that's on the real Lorence. And other than the Earth Guard, you can identify which one's the real him just because he has 3 times the hit points as the clones. So even though I knock them away, they still are within range for an Evil Eye. That's one clone down. Zane is now at full health. We can take down the next clone, and now we effectively have Lorence surrounded. So he's casting something. Here I'm actually going to use Sniper Shot to interrupt him. So his channel is lost. If he wants to cast, he has to waste another turn. Estelle whiffs. And this time I actually couldn't interrupt. So Earthguard has been cast. I need to sacrifice a turn to pop that. I'm thinking I have Joshua just hit him. I don't know if there are really any boss fights after these since I didn't scout ahead, and as a result I am a little conservative on my EP because I don't know if I'm just going to be jumping out of the frying pan and into the fire, so to speak. And right there the poison status effect has landed, and that alone is pretty much just game over for Lorence. So he downs Joshua. going to cue a revive, but it's not going to happen before that heal spell goes off. Looks like I'm just going to decide to whack Lorence. Commanding 54 damage. If you want to take bigger pieces out of him, go ahead and use magic. I'm pretty sure you don't have to fight a boss after this, I really don't remember, but right here he's going to be taking damage at the end of each turn, so his speed is actually coming back to bite him. And sadly, the poison will not pop his Earth Guard. So I'm well aware that on his next turn, actually I couldn't see the number, but Lorence is going to die really, really soon, just from the poison. So my goal is to get Joshua up so that he can get the EXP from the battle. Going to have Olivia heal him because I don't know what Lorence is going to use his last turn for. So right there, 1,000 health to Joshua. And I've used more items in this battle than any other battle in this game. And there we go, the last tick, down goes Lorence, and we win. And for the hassle you have to go through, that amount of Sepith is really nothing. KO, winner is Zane's team. Can't be. We're the best of the special ops have to offer. How can we lose? We're beaten. Yahoo! We won. We really won. And I'm exhausted. Now, the winning team will be blessed with a few words from Duke Junan. Representing the team will be Zane Vathek. Please come forward. Yes, sir. You look even bigger up close. Are all Easterners as huge as you? No, I'm a little outside the ordinary. I just ate well, slept well, and trained diligently ever since I was very young. I'm the way I am because I tend to think about everything very carefully and deeply. I see. I like you, Zane. Let me present you with a prize of 100,000 Mira and the invitation to the dinner party. Thank you very much, sir. So basically Zane is the opposite of Duke Dumbass there. And 100,000 Mira. And Dio shine her light and glory upon you and your friends. My beloved citizen, let's hear a round of applause for the victors. An interesting conclusion, I'd say. Lieutenant Lorence, you truly have no shame. His Excellency must surely be ashamed to see his men beaten by such rabble. Was all that posturing just for show? I am indeed ashamed. Come now, Almathea, you needn't criticize him so. Truth be told, I myself asked Lorence to hold back. What? It would behoove any member of the intelligence division not to put all of his strength on display. And in this instance, it works to our benefit that the others win the championship. I see. His Excellency, too, seems taken with the Easterner. He'll serve as an ample distraction. Still, it is a pity. If Lieutenant Schwartz or General Morgan had participated, the show would have been far more dynamic. Surely you jest, sir. If you truly wanted the tournament to be more dynamic, perhaps you should have participated yourself. The likes of Julia are no match for your strength, after all. I don't think quite highly of my skill with a sword. I doubt I would be able to defeat the second lieutenant here if he fought as hard as he could either. Hardly, sir. I believe you somewhat overestimate my strength. I'm nothing but an unrefined former Jaeger in a soldier's uniform. I beg to differ. I have confidence in my ability to judge the strength of others. And about the only person I could see being able to fight you on equal terms would be him. Speaking of whom, his children will shortly be entering Granzel Castle. Shouldn't we be taking some sort of steps to deal with them? Leave them be. We'll honor the arrangement with the Duke. Besides, it's far too late for the Bracer Guild to cause us any real trouble. But, sir, Lorence, how far along would you gauge the plan's progress? Over 90%, sir. I am certain that I will be able to guide you to our destination within the next few days. Excellent. A new dawn fast approaches for this kingdom, and even if I must endure the stigma of treason, I shall pave the way for the glorious morrow. And we have some more scenes. We're gonna meet another person. Now that was one hell of a fight. I had no clue that Lieutenant Lawrence was so freaking strong. I think we got lucky. Even so, it's hard to believe. Even now, it's so hard to believe. I don't like it. It's nothing. More importantly, that fancy shindig is supposed to be happening tonight. From what I understand, it's going to run late into the night, so they're setting up rooms for us. Most generous of them. Rubbing shoulders with all those stuffed shirts is sure to chafe in the worst way, in uncomfortable places. But dining? Liberal royal dining. The very prospect of such decadence. Look at me. My mouth can barely contain itself. Where is my handkerchief? It's getting on your... Aw, gross! It's good to see you haven't lost your sense of perspective, Olivier. Indeed. Let us be off, then. Off to gorge our souls upon the 7 courses of courtly affection. Oh, that's the plan, is it? Well, well, fancy meeting you here. You son of a bitch. You wander all over the place every damn day and leave me wondering what the hell you're up to. Have you gone completely mad? What possessed you to participate in a martial arts competition? Oh, come now, my dear Mueller. There's no need to crease your lovely face with such an ill-tempered expression. After all, is it not true that the good fortune comes to those who favor those around them with a smile? I am smiling. Is it just me, or do you recognize that uniform? Yeah, it looks like Imperial military to me. Looks like you could be a tough one to take on in a fight, too. I don't believe we've met. My name is Mueller. I was just recently appointed as the resident military officer at the European Embassy. I should have known this black job. I've known this black job for a very long time. One might even call us schoolyard chums. Fret not over his dark demeanor. Without it, his presence wouldn't light up the room the way it does. Okay, you really need to shut up now. Right? Now, where was I? From the look of things, this fellow has caused you some trouble. As a representative of the Imperial Embassy, I sincerely apologize. It's okay, he hasn't really been a bother. Actually, he was a big help to us in the tournament. Olivier? Did you deliberately try to keep your participation in the tournament a secret from the embassy? Oh, perish the thought. No, rather I simply never told them. Now how is that any different from hiding it? Okay, fine. What's done is done. Now, though, we're going back to the embassy. Yes, you're coming with me. Huh? Please, do wait a moment. We have all been invited to a delightful, indeed wondrous dinner party. Delightful and wondrous, eh? Sounds nice. Too bad you won't be attending. You're going to be confined to the embassy for a little while. Are you serious? When do I ever joke? Cruel fate, truly you drive a knife into my very heart. The promise of this dinner party has been all that's helped me maintain my will to live. You know, I actually feel kind of bad for him. Is it really that big a deal if you let him go to the party? What's your reasoning behind this? I knew I could count on you. Ah, how lovely a thing is true friendship. Such warmth and affection as opposed to the cruel frigidity of my schoolyard chum. I don't think you folks really understand just how serious this is. Try to picture this. A dinner party populated by royalty and its influential guests from across the country. And also in attendance an arrogant fool who never shuts his mouth because his foot is lodged so far into it. And they found out this uncouth imbecile was an Aerobian citizen. My beautiful and gracious comrades, why are you suddenly fallen so silent? I'm sorry, Olivier, but he does kind of have a point. Your usual behavior might not be appreciated in the royal castle. True, we wouldn't want to start an international incident, would we? You would turn on me so easily? The war only ended 10 years ago. Relations between our countries can still be strained at times. You'll just have to grin and bear it, Olivier. Please, Mueller, hear me out. I'm sorry that I didn't say anything before, you know, when you... This isn't a debate. My dinner party! My royal cuisine! Is this really okay? I can't say I really like it, but the facts are the facts. Well, there's nothing much we can do about it now. We'll just have to enjoy ourselves twice as much in order to make up for him not being able to join us. Oh well, I guess you're right. Let's get our stuff together and go to Grancel Castle then. Also helps that we have 100,000 mira to dry our tears. But sadly, at this point of the game, money really doesn't matter. I don't believe you can actually buy any equipment that isn't already offered, so yeah. Anyway, we're getting ready to wrap this segment up. We're reporting into the guild. And we get to report the sewer monster quest. I still can't make out the number there, but 368 is the end. And right there I got the extermination mission achievement, I believe. I can see it there, 306, so I have 62 still to go. And we still have some missions to cash out that are storyline related. Anyway, I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.